At least naunawaan ni Senator Recto yung mga napaka-komplikadong issue dito sa taxation. Yun lamang, at malaki ng nagawa para maging practical at implementable yung magiging sale taxes. Because if you remember, ang aking concern of course is the Virginia tobacco dahil sa dun sa amin in the northern part of the country that is a very large source of livelihood is the growing of Virginia tobacco. Ngayon, the original version or the House version that was passed, ang magiging taxation sa amin is an increase of almost 800% din sa original. Ngayon, there will be an increase, especially at the low level, na sa the cheapest brands of cigarettes, the increase will still be 121%. But at least doon sa mga mid at saka premium levels ay malaking naibawas sa increase. I think at the very least masasabi naman natin na yung naging rational ang pagkalkula. Kasi yung sa House version, ang inuna nila, ang sinabi, dapat ang koleksyon namin is 60 billion. And it was from that figure that they worked back. Now this one, I think as proposed, as sponsored by Senator Recto, they have done the calculations the proper way as to what are the tolerable increases and what will the revenues be from those increases in tax rates across the board. So I think it is a more, as I say, rational approach. Although sa palagay ko meron pang kaunting fine-tuning that can be done. And I already brought it up with Senator Recto. He said, sige, pag-isapan natin.
So sir, ngayon ba clear na kung yung amendments na gusto niyo sa tax bill?
Alam mo, it's very complicated. The bill is very complicated. So I just got the final form the day before yesterday bago nag-sponsor si Senator Ralph. But we're still studying it. But off the top of my head, sa nakita ko sa day before yesterday, pinag-aaralan namin, ganun na nga nakikita ko dyan. We will focus on, number one, the sharing of tobacco in the total collection of sale taxes. Para sa amin, masyadong malaki ang kinukuha sa tobacco industry. Pangalawa is the still large increase in taxation of the cheapest form of cigarettes, which is 121%, I believe, is the proposed increase. Although it is a big improvement of over 800%, maybe we can still see where we can find savings in that from that item. Aside from that, I think that maybe the tax rates we can still talk about if they I'm sure that some in the tobacco industry will still find it high, but again, that's something that we will be discussing at greater length and during the floor debates.
Sir, is it wise pa at this point na magkaroon ng change of leadership or pwede pong maghintay at build sila?
Well, a change in leadership can be done anytime. I don't think there is a particularly good or bad time to do it. It is by definition, it is going to be magbabago talagang sistema. So that's something that we cannot anticipate or we cannot hold back if and when it happens. So whether it's wise or not, it's hard to say because, of course, we all would like stability. But on the other hand, if there is an uprising within the chamber, then there's nothing you can do to stop it. And if the majority of the senators would like a leadership change, whatever time, whatever season, whatever day, month, or year it is, it will be done.
Sir, posible ba mangyari ngayon yun?
Sa ngayon, palagay ko hindi naman yata. I don't think that the change is imminent. But, you know, things move very, very quickly when these things are being spoken about.
May naririnig po ba kayong dissatisfaction sa leadership from the other senators?
So whether or not those expressions of dissatisfaction translate into a desire of a change in the leadership, that is different with each individual senator.
Sir, hindi kaya i-wait out yung election and then create a new majority in time for the
Possibly. Baka that might be the most sensible thing to do. But again, pagka nagkaroon talaga ng snowball yan, it will take on the momentum of its own. And these very very intricate schedulings, baka hindi na masunod. So, although that would seem to make sense, sometimes it does not necessarily follow the most commonsensical route. The events don't always follow that.
So yung bang alliance between LP and PC, NP, pwedeng factor in
Within the Senate,
possible changes of leadership? Diba?
I don't know. I don't think that's particular. That's a particular force in causing any of this. No.
Pwede maging factors.
Hindi siguro. Palagay ko hindi. Because the parties will still make their decision. The party members will still make their decision based on the issue at hand, not on the condition.
Pero ano yung magiging implication, well, if and when it happens lang, yung sudden change of leadership, success of AP, ano yung implication as far as the Senate operation is concerned?
I think that if you're talking about the Senate, our secretariat, for example, will continue to function as it always has. Maybe the priorities will change as to what bills are being pushed, what bills are being followed up or being endorsed, one more strongly than the other. But our function, we've had leadership changes before. It has not impaired our function. We continue to operate as the upper house.
Sir, yung talks ba that Senator Drilon, as being the new Senate President, do you think he will be as effective as what the Senate President now is doing?
I think all the senior senators, especially Senator Drilon, has already been a Senate President. I would say most, if not all, the senators are up to the job. If somehow one of us finds ourselves in a Senate President, I think all of us will know what to do. So I don't think it will make that much difference.
Pero sir, ang problema daw kahit meron ng numbers yung gustong wala daw interesado mo.
Ganun ba?
No, sir, wala daw.
Well, that's malaking problema. Kung magkukuha sila, kung wala silang kandidato. So, I don't know. I don't know about that. I did not, hindi ko pa naririnig yun. Na no taker.